Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in this fine world. Straight into it today, straight into some page designs. So kind of had a little think about what could be better page designs other than maybe the bog standard type stuff that you might put together with just text and a few images and things like that. But what you see on the screen right now is something that is it's design taken out of Canva. So all I did was just went to Canva, and if you don't know what Canva is, it is a tool that you can design pretty quickly, and there's a lot of them about at the minute. You can design really fast. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is just a screenshot, just a screen capture of that I've just taken. Basically, I've just looked through some designs, found a sort of a grid that maybe I thought, okay, that might work in Canvas, and just screenshot it in there. And what I've done then is I've thrown that picture at ChatGPT and then just said basically create that for a Canvas wiki page, and then I just copy the HTML out of that it generates and throw it into Canvas. So all that's doing in this whole tutorial is just rinse and repeat that process. So finding a design I like, asking ChatGPT to create a Canvas wiki page version of it, because not all HTML, CSS and all sort of designs that it throws out is suitable for Canvas, because the rich text editor strips a lot of the stuff out. So you've got to be very careful of that. Now, if you've got a basic understanding of what HTML is and inline CSS, so not CSS that goes in headers or external CSS, and no JavaScript is allowed, then you can manipulate what ChatGPT gives you and puts you into a Canvas wiki page, or anywhere there's a rich text editor. So anywhere you see that rich text editor, you can throw a design at it. So whether it be a discussion, assignment, an announcement, all of those rich text editor parts, you can throw designs at it. So let's go back to this again, right? So if you don't know what Canva is, I'm going to do a tutorial on that, and a few other little ones that you can use to get designs into Canvas. So Canva, two different things completely. So why don't you let me know in the comments down below what designs you've got. Maybe throw some URLs at me for ideas you want to use for pages, and then let's get this community growing, shall we? So back on this then. So this is a page straight out of Canva. I've then thrown it at ChatGPT, as I've said, and then got it to create. Now, because of the way this staggers, like so it's like more like a masonry design, is ChatGPT doesn't like to do that for some unknown reason, and it doesn't seem to ever want to create that, no matter how many of these designs I've thrown at it like this. So I was expecting it just to throw back 4 across and 4 across in 2 columns, or 4 columns and 2 rows. And that's what it did. So we just scroll down a little bit more. This is effectively the grid that it's thrown at me, not the pictures and some of the text I've edited. Like it gave me an arrow down in the bottom here. I've taken that out, and I've just made the text bold. Now, if I was designing this for Canvas for people, I would make sure that this is better than what it is. The text may be a bit bigger and bolder, and then I'd probably dull out each of the images to make the text stand out a bit more, because it's not entirely fully accessible really, because things like some of the text is a little bit hidden from the pictures. So this one in particular is, that one's not too bad, that's fairly hidden, that's not too bad. So I'd definitely make the text bigger, and I would make the contrast between the images and the text better. This was the first design it made. Now, the problem with this one, it isn't responsive. So as soon as I go and resize this, so then my next step was, okay, and I love the way this is designed. And what I'll do is I'll do a mini tutorial as well, how to get the images like this from Canvas, from your Canvas file area, into the backgrounds of, say, a grid of rounded boxes like this, and I'll do a mini tutorial on that one in a bit. The next step for ChatGPT was effectively, okay, you've given me this grid, now make it responsive. So it went through the process, and what I did, I actually screenshot this in that with that cut off as well, just to give that back to ChatGPT to say, and then it suggested a completely different way of building this grid. And as you can see, I've got two different designs going off now. So I have got one that I love, this one where they're a little bit, where they're more rectangular rather than these square ones, but that's easy enough to fix. We can do that later. Again, I wasn't really worried about the text. That's something I was dealing with. I was dealing with just sort of the layout, if you like, on this particular one. So this is responsive. So now we've got a responsive grid, and now if I wanted to, I could throw that at pages and use that for various different needs in my Canvas site. So it might well be that I want to throw this type of grid at a navigate section of a Canvas site, so then students can navigate and feel like they're taking ownership by going in and out of different resources. So I'm not throwing PDFs and PowerPoints at it. So we want to get away, why we're doing this, we want to get away from throwing Word documents and PowerPoints and PDFs. We want to make it a page, we want to make it web pages. It's far better in the way students can then navigate resources. Okay, so the next step was, okay, let's get one tile. So then I can grab a tile out of here. I got ChatGPT to grab me one tile. Just basically said, look, grab a tile and give me that tile. So it did. It gave me one tile, and then I've just thrown it at that. Then I've personally just put another tile next to it, and then I just resized it. So you can see it's quite easy to resize these. This one's a 500 by 500 pixel square, and I would change the text a lot on these instances, probably make it a hell of a lot bigger and position it a bit different, and making sure the contrast is right. Okay, so we start to move down a little bit more into different types of page designs. So now I've got one tile. What can we do with that then? Right, okay, so what we're looking at is put some text around it. So what I asked ChatGPT was to create me one tile with text that wraps right around it. Now my wording wasn't particularly that great, so it created me this. So now we've gone back to a rectangle tile, and you'll find that ChatGPT will do that at times. It will start to change the sizes of things as it moves along, or the aspect ratio. So yeah, whilst you could use this type of setup, I guess I don't particularly like it. I would rather have the image up. That's not that difficult to do if you know how to do CSS. Cool. So I just got it then to change and got it to give me what I wanted in the first place, which was this one. So this one was a image that's in the top left of this panel, and then the text wraps round the image. So as I would write more and more text around this, you'd see it falling around, and it's just better in a page design. And then what I've gone down the bottom here, I've just taken it a little bit further again. And if you've seen any of my other pages that I've ever designed on my site, I do things like this. So I like to have heading, and then I just change the CSS. So I change it inline CSS just to have a background color. Now, if you make a heading just using the rich text editor in Canvas and then flick it over into HTML view, and then just adds a style in there for background is grey, then this is what it'll do for you. So it gives you a nice divider, if you like, to a page. This is just a heading, just a H3 heading there, and then I've just grabbed one row of the grid above and just put it somewhere in the text that I've got as an example. So there's some page designs just to make better use of the rich text editor, if you like. So if you want this page, just as an example, you want the HTML, comment below page designs, and I'll send that over to you. I'll send the HTML over to you. You can see what that is all about. Yeah, quite easy, quite good page designs. Once you get a stack of these up in a page, then all you can do then is just take the HTML out of one, think, okay, I've got a grid here, I can then now build a page just with, say, this, and just rinse and repeat every time, just building different pages for whatever different needs. So yeah, jazz up your page designs, make it better for students, get away from PDFs, get away from PowerPoint, create your content in here and then display that to them. And you don't have to build PowerPoints, do you? Because you could build a page in Canvas. Done. Job done. Much better. Okay, there you go. Nice little tutorial there for you. ChatGPT, wiki page designs with some funky button men and Booker images and stuff. Right, let me know what other ones you want me to create and I'll create those. Thank you. Bye bye.